Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about some of the better bets against the spread today in college basketball for January 17th, 2017. And if you're interested in getting our daily free play, you can head on over to our main site, stumpthespread.com, by clicking this logo here in the top right-hand corner of the screen if you're on desktop. We'll also link Stump the Spread in the video description. And you can also get a premium membership over there to get all of our top confidence plays across all major American sports. In today's college basketball pick video, we got about 6 games that we're going to be discussing, and if you're interested in which games those are going to be, you can find those in the video description. I'll list them in order of when I talk about them. And if you're looking for more of this video pick content in the future, you can click that subscribe button, and that pretty much does it for the intro. So heading right into it here, the first game I want to talk about is going to be Pittsburgh versus North Carolina State over in the ACC. The Pitt Panthers have gotten off to a slow start in the ACC as the Panthers are starting to reach desperation mode, standing 12-6 overall and just 1-4 in the ACC. Pitt has had their issues on the defensive side of the ball this season, but the Panthers have generally put up some respectable offensive numbers, standing 57th in the nation in scoring compared to 272nd in total defense. Pitt has fallen in 3 straight. In their last outing, the Panthers took a less than ideal 46-72 defeat at home against Miami. The Panthers are quickly slipping out of the NCAA tournament picture, and Pitt has been led by some of the better players in the ACC in terms of their offensive production, with Artis and Young, who are both averaging over 20 points per game apiece. NC State is in a familiar situation to the Panthers, also standing 12-6 overall and 1-4 in the ACC. In wins, just really tough to come by consistently in this conference filled with elite competition. NC State also ranks similarly to the Panthers stats-wise, as the Wolfpack are 39th in the nation in scoring compared to 274th in total defense. NC State is coming off of a poor result of their own as the Wolfpack lost to Georgia Tech the other day at home by 12 points. NC State's other home conference game was their most impressive result of the season in the ACC, as the Wolfpack beat Virginia Tech by a final of 104-78. NC State is led by newcomer Dennis Smith, who's averaging over 19 points per game. This is an important game for each of these squads if either team wants to start crawling back into relevance in the ACC. NC State has been a bit hit or miss at home, but the Wolfpack still have a strong home court advantage to build off of. We do like the home team to push the Panthers today, as NC State goes on to win and cover the spread on their home court. And you can see the spread has shifted up a bit, and that's to be expected. Just given how awful Pittsburgh looked in their last outing at home, and also with Michael Young's situation, that's probably another reason why this spread has moved up a little bit, but we still like the home team here to go on to cover this spread. Moving on to the next game we want to talk about is Illinois versus Purdue over in the Big Ten. Illinois wasn't able to defend their home court the other day against Maryland, as the Illini went on to lose to the Young Terps by a final of 56-62. Illinois wasn't able to get their offense going against the Terps. When Illinois is unable to make shots, they're in trouble because they've had one of the lesser defenses in the Big Ten this year. Illinois ranks 4th in the conference in scoring average compared to 13th in total defense. And the Illini haven't fared well on the road in conference play, getting blown out at both Indiana and Maryland. Illinois has 5 players averaging at least 9 points per game, and this unit leans on veteran Malcolm Hill, who's averaging over 18 points per game. Purdue hasn't quite lived up to their extremely high expectations so far this season in Big Ten play, but this group is still a legit threat to make a run to the conference regular season title, and Purdue currently stands 14-4 overall and 3-2 in conference. Purdue has strengths on both sides of the ball, ranking 24th in the nation in scoring average as well as 61st in total defense. The Boilermakers have the best front court in the conference, and this unit has been led by Big Swanigan and Haas, who are averaging 18.2 and 13.3 points per game, respectively. Purdue wasn't able to come through on the road in their last outing, losing to Iowa by a final of 78-83. In their last home game, Purdue played off of their D, beating Wisconsin by 11 points in what was a really impressive win there for Purdue. Purdue should be able to own the paint and the boards today against an Illinois squad that finds most of their strengths from their guard play. Illinois has been downright ineffective on the road thus far in the Big Ten, and we don't see that changing in this one. Take the home team to come through here as Purdue goes on to win and cover the spread. And then the next game we want to talk about is going to be South Florida versus Central Florida. Got a nice in-state matchup here. South Florida hasn't been able to find any success in the AAC so far this season, standing 6-10 overall and 0-5 in conference. but we expect the Bulls to try to crank things up a notch today going against their in-state rival. USF likes to slow things down and play in the half court, much like UCF, as the Bulls rank just 311th in the nation in scoring and 130th in total defense. South Florida actually looked pretty good in their last outing defensively on the road against Memphis, losing to the Tigers by a final of 56-62. South Florida is hurt by McMurray being out, but this unit has been led by Geno Thorpe, who's averaging 13.6 points per game. We love the defensive strengths of this UCF squad, and with B.J. Taylor healthy, the Knights are starting to look like a real threat in the AAC. UCF has faced more of a manageable slate thus far in conference, but the Knights have been taking care of business, now standing 13-4 overall and 4-1 in the AAC. In their last outing, UCF picked up one of their better wins of the year, getting past Houston by a final of 77-70. The Knights should oblige and play at a slower pace today against the Bulls, and on the year the Knights rank 279th in the nation in scoring, compared to an elite third in total defense in the nation. B.J. Taylor is back, leading the squad, averaging about 17 points per game. And he was dealing with an injury back in the second half of the non-conference, but it's great for this UCF squad to have their starting point guard back there in the lineup and their leading scorer and ball distributor. UCF deserves to be significant favorites here at home against one of the lesser teams in the AAC, but with points coming at a premium, likely it'll be a little more challenging for the Knights to pull away and cover a spread of this margin. We're not high on this South Florida squad by any means, but against their rival, we do like them to put up enough points here and the effort needed as they go on to cover this large spread in what should be a lower scoring game, with giving these points a little bit more value. And that's, probably a strong reason why this spread has shifted down a bit from 16 points to 14 points. Just the fact that this is likely to be a very low scoring game, making it a little bit more difficult for UCF to cover. All right, moving on to MAC action. We got Ohio versus Akron here. The Ohio Bobcats were hindered by a foot injury to their top big man and player, Antonio Campbell. And the loss of their big man was noticeable in their last outing, as the Bobcats fell to Eastern Michigan at home by a final of 49-53. This was by far the worst result in conference play thus far for the Bobcats, who have opened MAC play 3-0, with 2 blowout wins coming against Western Michigan and Kent State before their last outing, which was their first MAC defeat. Ohio still has other talent outside of Campbell, but even Michigan State transfer Kenny Kaminsky has been dealing with an ailment of his own, and he's the second leading scorer behind Campbell. Ohio remains a wait-and-see situation in terms of their ability to keep up in the competitive MAC East, just with their injury situation that they're dealing with right now. And then we have the home team, the Akron Zips, who are a popular pick to win the MAC East division this season, given their veteran returning roster and the fact that it seems like the Zips are a factor near the top of the conference every year. Akron has been living up to expectations, standing 14-3 overall and 4-0 in the MAC thus far. And the Zips are strong on both ends of the court, ranking 64th in the nation in scoring and 103rd in total defense. Akron has won all of their conference games in competitive fashion thus far, and the Zips are coming up back-to-back close wins in the last 2 outings on the road against Central Michigan and Miami, Ohio. Akron has 6 players averaging over 8 points per game, and big man Isaiah Johnson leads this offensive attack, averaging 15.5 points per game. Ohio has too many question marks right now, given their injuries, and things get tough for the Bobcats in this one as they go on the road to challenge the top team in the MAC. Akron hasn't been overly impressive in conference thus far, but the important thing is the Zips stand 4-0 in conference play, and we do like the Zips to come through here against the ailing Bobcats as they go on to win and cover this spread behind their home court advantage. Moving on to another MAC matchup here, we got Central Michigan versus Ball State. The Central Michigan Chips came through for us the other day at home against Toledo, picking up that win by a final of 96-88. And the Chips have been playing with a lot more fight and confidence as of late as they head into the thick of conference play. CMU is the most dangerous offensive team in the conference when they're playing up to their ceiling, and the Chips love to push the pace of play, ranking 7th in the nation in scoring average compared to just 336 in total defense. Central Michigan has faced a tough opening slate to conference play, and we expect the Chips to at least be a factor in the more wide-open West Division of the MAC. CMU has the highest scoring backcourt in the nation with Keene and Rayson, averaging 28.7 and 19.2 points per game respectively. Ball State was a popular pick to win the MAC West coming into the year, given the experience this roster has, and the Cardinals haven't quite lived up to that high billing as this group stands 11-6 overall and 2-2 in conference. Ball State is coming off one of their more impressive recent results, getting past Buffalo on the road by a final of 92-77. The Cardinals have been playing better as of late after opening MAC play with back-to-back losses coming against Kent State and Bowling Green. The Cardinals also don't mind pushing the pace of play as this group ranks 75th in the nation in scoring and 182nd in total defense. Ball State has 3 players averaging in double figures, with Taylor Persons averaging 15.3 points per game. Central Michigan has shown well on the offensive side of the ball in their last few outings, and the Chips were able to break through and get a conference win in their last outing. We expect this to be another high-scoring game, and we do expect CMU's backcourt. They're playing with a lot of confidence right now, and we do like them to be a significant factor in this one as Central Michigan keeps things competitive as they go on to cover the spread against Ball State. And just one more game that we want to touch on in this video, and it's going to be another game over in the Big Ten between Michigan and Wisconsin. The Michigan Wolverines were able to pull one out in their last outing at home in what was basically a must-win for the Wolverines, as Michigan went on to beat Nebraska by a final of 91-85. With the win, Michigan improves to 12-6 overall and 2-3 in the Big Ten, and the win snapped a 2-game losing streak where the Wolverines had lost to Maryland at home and Illinois on the road. Michigan relies a lot on the three-point shot, and this veteran group has favored playing more in the half court, ranking 59th in the nation in total defense compared to 145th in scoring average. The Wolverines have 4 players averaging in double figures, and veteran Zach Irving leads the attack, averaging 14.2 points per game. The home team, the Wisconsin Badgers, completely dominated Ohio State in their last outing at home as the Badgers went on to beat the Buckeyes by a final of 89-66. Wisconsin has one of the best home court advantages in the Big Ten, and Wisconsin's 2 home conference games thus far have come in the way of 20-plus point victories. The Badgers are another group that likes to play off of their defense, as Wisconsin ranks 9th in the nation in points allowed and 104th in scoring average. The Badgers have the talent and experience to compete for the Big Ten regular season title, and Wisconsin currently stands 14-3 overall and 3-1 in conference. Wisconsin brings a balanced offensive attack led by veteran Bronson Koenig, who's averaging 14.4 points per game. Michigan really played their best ball of the year back during the early part of the non-conference, and this veteran group has just been unable to find consistent footing as they've headed into Big Ten play. Wisconsin has been dominant on their home court throughout the regular season, and we do like the Badgers to come through big again today as they go on to win and cover the spread against the Wolverines. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for the games that we wanted to cover in this particular video. Again, if you want our daily free play, you can head on over to our main site, stumpthespread.com, by clicking this logo in the top right-hand corner, and we'll also link Stump the Spread in the video description if you're not on desktop. If you're looking for more of this pick content in the future, you can click that subscribe button, and if you can click that thumbs up on this video, it's greatly appreciated and really helps us out. So thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll see you in the next college basketball pick video. Thanks a lot. See you then. Bye.